So good afternoon. We decided we will have a talk with Jacques from ESI Attorneys on some legality and questions that some of our consumers have in the market. So thank you. Welcome, Jacques. Welcome, Jacques.
Thank you. Thanks. Nice for having me.
Thank you, Jacques. So how's the things on your side, Jacques? What is happening in the attorneys world?
Well, we're very fortunate we can start Monday, so we're very excited to be back at the office. Although it's with skeleton staff, I think we can only be a third of our staff complement, but it helps a lot. And the Deeds office will hopefully reopen very early next week, and with the municipalities and SARS, so we're ready to go and try and get as many deals registered as possible. So we've got a lot to look forward to for next week.
Wonderful. So Jacques, tell me, what does the law say about signing for property transactions electronically?
Well, unfortunately, Dennis, with the Alienation of Land Act, you can't sign with electronic signature. So you will have to print the documentation, sign it, and then send it back to either the agent to send it on to the other parties. But unfortunately, by law, you're not permitted to sign with the electronic signature.
Okay. So if the law does not allow this, what is your suggestion then on how should a buyer go about securing the property transaction?
Well, in this instance, you'll have to, obviously the offer needs to be printed, signed, and then scanned, emailed, and sent back to either the buyer, seller, the agent to conclude the transaction. It becomes obviously a problem when people don't have scanning and printing facilities. So you'll have to find, if I say, a way around it, that maybe someone else can help you, assist you. But other than that, you're not going to be able to sign it with the electronic signature. And you run the risk that if someone wants to get out of the contract, because it's a way to cancel any transaction if you don't get it done properly.
Okay. Jacques, so if I may ask, if I'm a buyer and I see a property on the internet and I want to actually put an offer into it, but I haven't viewed it yet, can I sign the offer to purchase and then just make it subject to viewing the property first?
Yes, you may. Just keep in mind that you'll have to make that condition subject to within 7 days or 10 days after the lockdown period. Unfortunately, we don't know when that's going to be, but it's important to have a date there within so many days after lockdown has been lifted and people can move around, that the seller, the purchaser needs to make a decision and obviously needs to make it in writing.
As well. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Then, Jacques, just a question. So, if I'm a seller, is it legal then to sign a mandate to an agency to be able to market my property in the interim?
Yes, fortunately, mandates don't fall in the Alienation of Land Act, so you can sign your mandate electronically. So, yeah.
Jacques, then just a question. I mean, it's great to hear that the Deeds office is opening and that some of the transactions will go ahead and register. But what is the situation then, obviously, regarding, I think, first of all, municipal rights clearances that have been processed? Because those obviously only last for a 60-day period. So what's going to happen with those?
So what's going to happen there is, depending on when you applied, so if you're fortunate and you got your rights clearance certificate just before lockdown, then that will still be the 60 days from that specific date. So if you're fortunate enough, you will be able to lodge and still register. But I think under the circumstances, most attorneys will have to request rights extensions, reapply for that figure, pay, and then only we will be able to lodge. So now the problem is how many people are going to be back at the municipalities and in that specific department, seeing that with all the COVID restrictions that 10 to 1, that specific department will also work on skeleton staff. So I foresee a huge influx of rates extension applications, and they might be a bit overwhelmed. So there might be a bit of a delay before we get those figures and the certificates.
Okay, and then I guess the similar scenario will apply for the COCs.
Yeah, that was my next question, the COCs.
Yeah. So look, most plumbers, electricians are essential services, so they can go out, in my opinion, and go and do those certificates and give us the necessary certificates to enable us to proceed with registration.
Okay.
I think our biggest concerns are going to be the deeds office, SARS, and the fact that people can't move is also of big concern. I would imagine we're going to get a lot of instructions from sellers or buyers to say, I don't want you to register because I can't move. That's going to be a big concern. And we also, with the deeds office, we got a notice from the deeds office in King Williamstown that said, although they're opening next week on the 4th, you can only lodge and register from the 11th of May. Sure. So we haven't received anything from the deeds office in Cape Town. So we're all eagerly awaiting that, and then we'll see, and then communicate with clients and yourselves the way forward.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Jacques, and yeah, that's very informative. Thank you for that, and yeah, we will convey this to our clients, maybe on the social media platforms, and yeah, so if clients has got queries, can they maybe contact you?
Yeah, they can phone me or email me, WhatsApp me. My number is 0836286230, or email us at ESI Law, and we will assist. And what we also do is we've got news flashes as things change within our industry to keep clients up to date what's happening, because at the moment there's so much uncertainty and things change the whole time.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Jacques. Excellent. Anything from your side, Morne? Do you wanted to ask Jacques another question?
No, I think it's great, Jacques. Yeah, thanks for your insights and being always willing to help us and assist the clients out there as well. Thanks.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
So if you're out there, stay safe, wear your mask. We at Harcourt's done is keeping ourselves safe. So wear your mask and stay safe out there. Cheers.